Hare Krishna. To be distracted is to be disempowered. Whatever power we have to do anything, we may have talent at cricket, we may have talent in music, we may have talent in ability in memory, whatever field we have any power in, the foundational power that we need to tap any of these powers, that foundational power is the power of consciousness, is the power of being aware, being focused. If we become distracted, then we become disempowered, unable to tap any of the powers that we may have. Consider an example. Suppose there is a champion cricket batsman who has consummate skill and power in hitting the ball with great expertise. But when the bowler is running in to bowl, if at that moment the batsman gets distracted, say by something happening nearby, at that time the batsman's eyes get flickered, batsman may go through the shot but will completely miss the line of the ball and end up clean bowled. So the power of the batsman to hit the ball was lost because of distraction. Similarly, in any field, we need concentration to tap whatever power we have. Without concentration, we lose that power. Now, why do we get distracted? There are two causes. One is there may be external sources of distraction. Just like when a batsman is batting, if there is a side screen behind and if someone moves along the side screen, the batsman just walks away and says, I will not bat at this time. And they tell the players, they tell whoever is walking along to stop the disturbance, and then the batsman bats. So there are some external sources of distraction which we can and should remove. At the same time, some external sources of distraction may just not be removable. Sometimes the student has to study, and if they are in a place where there is noise around and that is the only place they have for studying, then they have to study in spite of the distractions. So more important or more damaging or a greater cause of distraction than outer sources of distraction is our own inner distractibility. Sometimes we will be sitting and working on a computer and suddenly we may get distracted by the desire to see the latest update on our Facebook. So here there was no distraction that suddenly came, it is we who got distracted. So our distractibility, our vulnerability to becoming distracted, that is our weakness, that is what disempowers us. What makes us vulnerable to distraction? It is our attachments. The Bhagavad-gita in 16.16 states, Aneka chitta vibhranta mohajala samavritaha prasaktah kama bhogeshu patanti narakeshu shuchau. So Aneka chitta vibhranta, Aneka, there are many chitta vibhranta, there are many pullers of our consciousness which pull it in different directions. Mohajala samavritaha, it's covered over by moha, by illusion covered over, samavritaha, completely covered, prasaktah kama bhogeshu, because of attachment to enjoyment. Patanti narakeshu chau, such a person creates hellish situations for oneself, where the person may be on the verge of success and quotes failure because of distraction. So now, how do we overcome our distractibility? For that, we need to have the strength of purpose. The strength of purpose comes best by spiritual practice. When we strive to practice bhakti yoga and meditate on Krishna, that habit of concentration which we develop by trying to fix the mind on Krishna again and again, even when it distracts, that habit will carry over to other activities in our life. So if we concentrate during our scriptural study, concentrate during the hearing of spiritual classes, when you concentrate during mantra meditation, that habit of concentration will help us in all other activities also. Now, can we develop this habit of concentration by concentrating on any other object also instead of Krishna? Maybe, but focusing on Krishna gives us two unique advantages. First is because Krishna is all pure and all purifying. So when we focus on Krishna, at that time, that contact with Krishna purifies us. Prashantamanasam hyenam yoginam sukhamuttamam upaiti shant rajasam brahma bhutama kalmasham. In 6.27 in the Bhagavad-gita, Krishna says that when the contact with Brahman happens, when we focus on Krishna, then prashantamanasam, the mind becomes pacified. Why? Akalmasham, we become free from contaminations. So the impurities that distract us, those impurities also go down. And more importantly, when we try to develop an attitude of service to Krishna, when we see our life as an offering of devotional service to Krishna, then Krishna empowers us by his omnipotence to curb the distracting mind and to focus. And by that empowerment of Krishna, we can do many things which we would not have been able to do ordinarily. Thus, we can move from distraction to concentration most efficaciously through Krishna Bhakti because of three combined concurrent factors: the power of habit, the power of purification, and the power of grace. All these three, habit, purification and grace, can enable us to be empowered to achieve wonderful things in our life. Thank you. Hare Krishna.